Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie's Cards. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am creating, yes, Christmas cards again. I can't get enough of making Christmas cards at the moment, which is awesome because I'm getting a nice collection of them together. Today I'm doing something a bit different though. I'm using some digital stamps. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go through. But for now, I have an exciting announcement. Following on from our Fab 5 old and new YouTube hop and giveaway featuring a kindly sponsored $25 gift card from the amazing Lawn Fawn, we have a winner, and our winner is Shar Zar. Congratulations, Shar Zar. You have won that $25 gift card. To claim your prize, you need to contact Keight from Keight Krafts. I have left her email address below in the description, so please do contact her and get hold of that $25 gift card. I'm a little bit jealous, I've got to admit. Right, on to today's card. I have the MFT Birch Trees cover die, and then I have my stamps from Isabel Christina. Now, I had already cut out my images that I used today, so I wanted to show you how cute these are. These come from Isabel Christina's Etsy shop. If you search her up on Etsy, you will find her shop. She has some amazing images, loads and loads of different options. This one is the Penguins and Snowmen set, and I absolutely love it. So as you can see, I have gone ahead and colored and cut out my images. I have also cut out 3 of these birch tree cover dies, and now I have a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock that measures 5.5 by 4.25, and I am using some Broken China Distress Oxide ink to cover the whole thing. Nothing fancy about this ink blending today. It is just pile it on there. I am trying to be slightly softer towards the bottom. I don't know if you can really notice, but going pretty heavy-handed at the top and then easing off towards the bottom. But other than that, there's no fancy techniques or anything here today. I'm just using one color and I'm loading it onto that piece of cardstock. I will do this 3 times. I am making 3 cards. They are all going to be exactly the same apart from the images that I use. So once I've done all 3 panels, I put them in my splatter box, and I'm taking some white metallic watercolor paint and splattering that all over. Now this paint just comes from a cheap set that I bought on Amazon a little while ago. It's called Mozart. It works amazingly, and the colors in that palette are really lovely. I tend to gravitate towards the white and the metallic white, but there are other colors in there. So here's the white. So as I said, I tend to gravitate towards these 2 colors, but they're perfect for a snowy sky. The white is a little bit more opaque. The metallic white gives a really nice shimmer. So used together, I think it creates a really lovely effect. And I'm going to hold that up there so hopefully you can see a bit of the shimmer. It's kind of hard to catch on camera, but I just think they are gorgeous. So here are those birch tree cover dies, and I'm going to glue them down. Now you will notice that they are smaller than the 5.5 by 4.25 panel. This cover die measures 4 by 5.25. And initially I thought about leaving a border all the way around the edge in that blue, but I decided against it, and I ended up trimming all of these off so that they were flush with the edge of that die. And I just kind of like the way that that looked. So I'm just using some liquid glue. This gives a nice firm hold, and I can kind of make sure that all of my little pieces are stuck down, all of my little branches. And I'm going to take a big acrylic stamping block and pop that on top to hold it down while I work on the others. So once I've done all of that, I've trimmed off the edges and made it nice and flush. I'm laying out my images and figuring out where they're going to go. So obviously I'm making 3 cards, and I have 3 different sets of images along with the sentiments. Now the sentiments come in the stamp set from Isabel Christina, and all I did was trim them out with a kind of banner die and colored them in using my Copic markers so that they tied in nicely with the rest of my scene. And I just love Isabel Christina images. I have used them several times. I haven't used them for a long time, but I was on her Etsy shop recently and I fell in love with these little images and I just had to get them. I am no technical genius, and I am kind of nervous about using technology, but these are so easy to use. If you've never purchased them before and you're a little bit scared about using digital stamps, I can't tell you how easy it was. All you had to do was go onto her Etsy shop, purchase the images that you wanted, and then you are given a download, and you just download the download. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but you just download the images. And the thing that I find really amazing is obviously you can get all the different individual images, which I'm sure that you can do fancy things with, like resize or reshape or whatever. But there is an easy print sheet, which is what I use. So all I do is I print out that sheet. It prints out all of the images. They're all already perfectly sized for a card. You don't have to do anything to it. It's a no-brainer. It really is, because honestly, I am terrible with technology. So if I had to do anything fancy to it, I wouldn't know what I was doing. But it's so easy. And once you've printed out that sheet, which is what you kind of saw at the start when I was showing you the products that I used, and I'd already cut my images from it, you just kind of color in whatever you want to use and trim them out. Now, if you have a scan and cut, you can use your scan and cut to trim them out. I just fussy cut because I don't have anything that fancy. And it just works a treat. And as I say, it's a really economical way to kind of bulk up your stash of stamps and images that you can use. And once you've downloaded, once you've purchased these, they are there forever. They don't disappear, so you can reuse them over and over again, just like you would a regular stamp set. The only thing is that you print them out. And again, there's nothing fancy about printing them. I just use a regular printer. I print them on some Neenah Solar White cardstock, and I don't use any special ink or anything like that, just my regular printer, which I use to print them out. And the ink is fine with Copic Markers, because that's what I was initially worried about, but they don't bleed or anything like that. It works a treat. So I do urge you to go and check it out. There are loads of different digital stamp companies, but I really love Isabel Christina. I have used her images, as I say, several times before and have always been super impressed. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've stuck all of my images down. I now have this awesome Pawsome Stamps Just Christmas Sentiments stamp set, and I have used that to stamp my sentiments on the inside of my cards. I'm just using a standard top folding card base in white, and I am just gluing my panels directly on top. And it's so quick and easy and simple, and I think these have come together, but I think they look so gorgeous. These stamps with that amazing birch tree die in the background, and I just think they're so cute. So I'm just going to finish up here. I'm going to pop them all down, and lo and behold, I have another 3 Christmas cards to add to my stash. I'm doing quite well this year. I'm quite pleased with myself. I always end up having hardly any Christmas cards done. This year, I am doing pretty well. I have quite a collection going, so I'm happy with that. So as you can see, just making sure that I line everything up. I like to use liquid glue for this process because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room and I can make sure everything is in the right spot. And there we have it. So they have different sentiment inside each one. One says, believe in the magic of the season. One says it's the most wonderful time of the year. And the other says, may your Christmas sparkle and shine. I believe something similar to that. But those sentiments are really, really lovely. And there you go. That is my completed trio of Christmas cards. I really hope you enjoyed this one today. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you come back again. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.